Well, hello there. Basically, I don't know how this is going to work, but basically, I've got a PC to build in between streams and in between my life, basically. I've been trying to pick up parts for an actual desktop because my laptop is, as much as it's amazing, Asus TUF A15, it's not, it's been kind of limited. Because even though that I'm technically not like exploring and being very portable with it, it's just kind of sitting there, and I'm like, why don't I just invest into a PC? So essentially, what we're doing is we're going to be starting to build one. I don't know how this is going to work today because there's a lot involved. However, though, I thought I'd just show my build. This is the board. Basically, this is a what's it called now? MSI B15. It's a B50. It's a really good board. I had to buy it off Amazon. I bought a lot of these parts off Amazon actually. But this one took the most longest. I don't know why, but it doesn't seem to be very available in the UK. However, though, because obviously I got a bit of a mess going on, to be fair, of parts. We're going to hopefully have 32 gigabytes of RAM. These are 8 sticks. We're going to have also another 2 8 sticks by there as well. They're coming today, as well as a graphics card. Hopefully should be coming today. There's also going to be a Ryzen 7 5700X in the build, and then also a 2TB NVMe SSD. When I bought it, when it wasn't at £300 because of that. It's going to be in this case by here actually. This was really interesting. It's a Fractal Pop Mini. It's a MITX board. MITX, obviously, I'm going to make it a little more larger. Make it a little more larger. And essentially, it just has that. You can just pop it off. So I don't know how that's going to necessarily work, but just because things are, I love having my little DVD Blu-ray ripper. But obviously, most builds don't support it, and the ones that do look fugly. It comes with 3 fans, obviously 2 at the front, 1 at the back. Cable management is going to be a lovely thing to do. It really wasn't that bad. I got it used for £70. No, was it? Yeah, 60 £60, I think. So it was really good deal. In the grand scheme of things, I think this build overall costs £800 or 1,000. I'm not. It's basically it depends on like the upfront cost because I needed that SSD anyway. That has come out of my laptop. So I guess I could say it's like around about £1,000. We got a 650. I was considering getting a 750 or even an 850. However, though, a big part of this rig is going to be this actually. Also, basically, with the actually, there's something else I need to actually mention as well. But however, though, it's primarily this. So the APS battery. Also, forget about my indent. I had a watch on. Basically, I don't necessarily want. It's a 600 watt. So I wouldn't. Obviously, you do have more headroom for spikes if you go for a 750. Anyway, but I don't want my rig to blow up because of the fact of some sort of power outage. We don't have many around this area. However, though, it's still, I would still say it's better than going ahead and just have it be stuck to a wall with surge protection. So then there is time for me to kind of get off it. Because if I'm going to be investing into a desktop, I'm not going to go ahead and have it be, have it blow up because of just unknown circumstances, which I could have prevented. So I wanted that. So, but that's why I got a 650 though. So it kind of like aligns with my rig at the moment because a 5060 is like 140 watt TDP, and then obviously a Ryzen 7 5700X is another thing. Also, another monitor. Okay, there's a lot going on here. And then also this. So USB-C cable. Basically, this is kind of funny. The USB-C is bought separately. It could be a bit of a pain, but I think it should be fine. It's bought separately. Yeah, normally you'd have like a little thing go through there. Currently, the setup is looking a little bit like that. So this is the side of the streams you guys don't see much, or in terms of YouTube videos or whatever I'm doing. But basically, got a laptop by there, Gigabyte monitor by there, lovely boy. Really recommend it for a gaming monitor. I only got the MSI one because Gigabyte wasn't doing any deals, and I'm not going to get myself another one, spend any more money. PS5, Xbox 360, PS3, and then other bits, other bits and bobs. I think probably the best way to start it is to get the USB-C cable, obviously in the case. Oh. Okay, well, that's something I've forgotten to mention though. Basically, I put those screws into there. So I need to go ahead and mess that out. So essentially, this is going to go in like this. Oh, there you go. So you can kind of see it like kind of pop through. I wonder if you can do it the other way around. No, wait a minute. This must be a way of doing it properly. Oh, do you know what? I think what will probably be a better idea is I do this in stages. So I'm going to go ahead and start on this part, and then I'll come back to you once I've gotten maybe something going on. And also, another reason why I put the SSD by here instead of by here is that, I don't know why, but if I go ahead and open this up, but essentially that Arctic Cooler NVMe heatsink, it has a bit of a butt on it. Here, it blocks it, these two smaller ones. So no, if you are looking to buy this board, which I'll be able to tell you now is something. Basically, you can't have this heatsink or something with a bottom on here. It needs to be completely flush. So in between that, the RAM sticks came as well. So we got another two. They're both all used from Amazon, so they don't have any packaging. Not Amazon, but eBay. So we'll have to see how that works. But also, I want to kind of talk about as well the was it the MX6 formula? Now you've heard of you've heard of dabbing like in the middle, but I tend to spread it out as much as I can. But this version of thermal paste is very viscousy. There is nothing liquid about it, which is very good in terms of cleanup. However, though, yeah, it's well, that's the thing. You can literally just touch it. It's hardly anything on my finger. You literally just touch it, and there'll be hardly anything. However, though, it's a bit of a pain to go ahead and apply in reasonable amounts. But since it's so viscousy, that should be okay. Is that okay? Hopefully, it's not gonna like trigger some people. Hopefully, it's not gonna trigger some people. But I think that should be like a nice layer. It should be enough to obviously make it so that there's not going to be any parts missing. But yeah, it's a very viscousy type of formula. So there is no water, which I really like about it. So there's no mess, but it is a bit of a pain sometimes to apply because you're needing to make sure that it actually spreads. However, though, I might be really kind of messing a lot of people up with this one, but it's fine. It's fine. Look at it. It's cool. It's all flat now. So now I gotta go ahead and do this CPU cooler because that's gonna be fun. Okay, so that's now in. I realized that maybe I did actually apply a bit too much CPU paste. It's really hard to tell with that, but basically I just took some of the stuff off the ends that were kind of spilling over a little bit. But it seems to be relatively clean now. There seems to be just maybe a little bit coming off the sides, but it seems to be relatively okay, considering. But yeah, the RAM came, and also I'm trying to make this as level as possible. I think that's pretty much parallel. So yeah, now it's going to be just kind of putting this into there, putting this into there, and then yeah, connecting everything up. Well, that's the next big job. So this is what we have so far. Just put the PSU in. Gonna basically plug in the, this was a bit of a tight squeeze, but it's obviously ATX, so that's why. But I'm trying to keep it as cable managed as possible. But I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. But yeah, gonna now screw that in, and then we gotta try and get the motherboard in. And also we need to put in the CPU into that, and then in the CPU up to there, and then bish bash bosh. Okay, I think I just had it the wrong way around, so... It's on? It's on! It's on! Oh my god! Ah! Yeah, I just had the wrong power cable. It was just in the wrong slot. And that's one of them. Graphics card doesn't necessarily exist yet in here. So, I'm not entirely sure what to do. But at least it's on. Might be about that part. So the fan's on? Yep, that's fan on. Wait a minute. Is that fan on? Yeah, that's the fan on. It's so quiet. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? It sounds like somebody's trying to build a PC and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay, so I've done some research, and yes, there won't be any video output because I don't have a CPU that has integrated graphics, nor do I have a GPU yet. However, though, one thing I did find out was that you can change the light on this. Look at this. You got a nice, like, so you can change, that can now be changed to solid, like change to green, orange, blue. That's sick. Well, I'm gonna have to clean up then and just wait for the graphics card to arrive. But yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna try and figure out now how I turn this off without it boshing itself. I have to do a hard reset. There you go, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to wait until the graphics card comes. So, next update. Okay, so we're making some good progress now on organizing the setup and such. Basically, the UPS, I think it's probably gonna be best by here. Behind this shelf by here, there's outlet. So we've got it obviously set up, which hopefully should now do its thing. It seems to be beeping, seems to be charging, which is really nice. That will then go into the to the PC, and it will also supply one monitor. That's all that has to offer. 600 watts of a UPS. It's not obviously perfect, isn't it? Obviously you need a lot more, but they get very, very expensive. And they get really, really expensive. So I feel like that would be a nice way just to keep things safe. Basically, what these are connected to are going to be the PS3 and the Xbox 360, but those are surge only. It's only these 6 outlets by here that are surge and also battery, which is fine. It actually kind of takes out some of that. This is one of the bad parts of having a standing desk, obviously, is that you can't really escape the amount of wires that's going to be around the place. But I think the next plan of action now is to see how much length we have from the monitor from here to there, because I'm starting to see that it's a bit of it's really, I can't stretch any further if it's going to go from the Gigabyte monitor to there, and I kind of like looking into that corner. So I'm not going to change it. Look, all I'm saying is keep your keep your boxes, don't get rid of them. So I've got my the case. I got the case box. I'm going to put all of the other boxes, or as much as I can, into that case box. Put back up in the attic. And I got this. So the only poo part about this PC case is that it has a microphone and a headphone jack be separate. So I just got like a little combiner, because obviously I primarily play and stream with this Razer headset, with a lot of OBS filters to make it sound good. Well, ish. But at some point, though, in the future, we can even get rid of this, hopefully, which is a, well, USB extender. This was my setup before. Well, easy peasy lemon squeezy, we're getting there. A few more things to do now, and then we're Gucci. And also, as I was pulling this PC case out to go ahead and start like organizing all the boxes into it, which seems to be a bit of a Jenga piece, I just realized, as I bought the RAM used offline because of the fact, used online because of the fact that, well, RAM prices are stupidly expensive. Somebody gave me their bloody, somebody gave me their math homework. Light of wavelength delta, is that, no, I'm pretty sure it's delta. Is instant normally. Diffraction grating of slit separation for delta. What is the angle between the second order maximum and the third order maximum? So, oh my god, bro. There's somebody full on math homework from one of these RAM samples. There you go. Trust me. Oh god. Sniffles. Sorry, I'm allergic to math. But no, though. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Gotta wait now for the graphics card, and yeah, I'll hopefully be back when that comes at some point. And so we're now back with this. I'm having lunch and I'm chilling. Got this boy now. The RTX 60 finally came. It's a very small box. Love it. Haven't had a new graphics card in years. Boy. They used to do like a... What's happened with this? What's going on with this? There's supposed to be like a cushion. But no, they've gone back to normal packaging. But yeah, there we go then. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's see what we can try and do with this then, and see how this works. Okay, so it's in. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, there is stuff actually. What we need to do is we now need to plug in the power. Guys can see nothing for a second, it'll be fine. One thing I did realize though was that the HDMI situation. So there's only display port at the back. there's only display port. And I needed other things. So I might have to invest in some display ports, which I think I already have one, but it's not very long. It's really, really short. It's not going to be able to fix it. Here we go. Now, with that powered on, I don't know what's going to really happen. But yep, that's definitely on. You can see the fans turning. Now this should come up on this screen. So that's a big question. How do I know if the screen's on or not? Oh, that's already turned on. Oh, there's another button. That's why. There's another button. Well, nice to know that the monitor works, but does this work? It's saying that no signal. Interesting. So it's saying that there's no signal. Neither of these. I'm going to have a little look at that.
A few moments later.
It's just past stream. And this is very interesting. So, god damn it, it's too late for this. But essentially, it was something to do with the RAM, I think. But also, that is not the RAM speed I bought. I don't think that's the RAM speed I bought. Which is interesting. Like it's 7,000 RAM. I'll have to have a look into that, but it boots, which means that we're getting somewhere. Yeah, so DDR speed, that is supposed to be 3600. That is not representing that, I don't think. We're finally getting somewhere. We don't have to actually replace the bloody... We don't have to replace the motherboard, luckily. But no, well, with this stick of RAM, let's see what we can try and do. God damn it. I'm not gonna lie though, it actually looks really nice. It looks really nice actually. It's just this whole dashboard just I never saw this before, but you can see from my memory It says, okay, I'm gonna need to learn more about how this is. So, I don't know, I just really kind of like this. This is really a nice BIOS. I don't know, I just really like it. I just wanted to show that. And damn, you can just like move this, you can just see a boot priority, you can just, you can just slide it. This is such a really nice BIOS, Jesus Christ. CPU, so I don't know actually if I put enough thermal paste now onto my CPU, because after repasting it, I'm not entirely sure now if it's going to be the right one, but it seems like everything's okay. I guess now we just gotta exit. What a day. What a day. Now this should hopefully boot. There we go. Okay, Windows 11 setup. Because then what we can do is we can just do stuff. Oh, for God's sake. So, it's the next day. However, though, last night I wasn't able to talk much about the fact of what I did and how I fixed it. Because I don't even know either. But basically, it seems there was some sort of RAM issue. I don't know what's going on, and also when it comes to the RAM on the what I saw on the actual thing, you can change it so that you can. There's a different profile when it goes into BIOS. It's not necessarily going to be the exact same speed. It was stuck on the CPU, right? And then what I did was I took out each of the RAM sticks one by one, left the second one in. It booted with that one in. This was all after me then updating the BIOS with the BIOS flashback. So maybe what happened was that when I cleared the CMOS, it went back to default settings and it didn't necessarily work. This is a bit of an issue when it comes to MSI boards anyway. And since I was running a Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7 5700X, it must have just messed up everything. Oh well, it's obviously non-compatible. It is not compatible out of the box, which is cool. It's fine. It's fine, dandy. So now the goal is to stress test it, and also what I did as well was I also loosened the titanium. Also, when we went ahead and applied the thermal paste, I feel like it was a bit too much. So I removed it, obviously cleaned it out and made it a little bit less. I kind of realized you don't have to have the whole thing covered, and having it spill over is going to obviously be a bit thermally strange. But I feel like now the goal is stress test it, see how it goes from there. And also try to figure out a setup for this, because at the moment we only really have a monitor on the ground because there's only one HDMI port out of the back. So we ideally need a display port that is longer than whatever I have here. As you can probably tell, that's gonna go back there all the way. So, we're back again. This time is a bit more interesting. As you guys can tell, it is now all functional. Yippee! It's downloading stuff. One thing I've realized though is that it's definitely booting up. I'm gonna guess that there's gonna be needing to do some updates for a little while because the graphics card isn't being recognized at the current moment in time. As you can tell, even though that is not getting recognized, it's still outputting something because this is going from the graphics card. But one thing though that I did realize was there was actually no Wi-Fi for a second, and for God's sake, because of Windows needing Wi-Fi, to continue on with its setup, goddamn corporate shenanigans. Yeah, I had to download the Wi-Fi drivers for the MSI Pro for our motherboard, for basically the Pro 55BM. I wonder if I can just try to zoom in. Look at that. That's the only reason why I know what it is. See, I could have installed Linux, but I don't think that's really what I want here yet. There's still a little bit of support that is needed. And I have a very specific idea, and that is to use an internal capture card I don't know if there's any. I might have to do some research. I don't know if there are any external capture devices that support multi-app pass-through, I guess, output, multi-app. Because normally with a lot of USB devices, you can only really like output once, and that could be to streaming or whatnot. But I would like it to go into multiple bits. I don't know of any external ones because that's just how USBs, I believe, just work. That's why this is one of the reasons why I wanted to get a PC over a laptop anyway, was that as you guys can probably tell, a lot of these again filled up very quickly. There's only like, what is it? There's 2 USB-C, 1 USB-A, and another USB-A over there. There isn't a lot, so I'm having to use this. Yeah, and obviously it was overloading the USB bus because of having to input my webcam, also input the capture card. I would like to be able to also record and stream at the same time, just pass you on multiple applications. It's just a useful feature, especially for something that uses so many consoles. And then, yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. Now, however, though, one thing I did learn from JS2 Sense was that, in fact, there's a thing called Revo Uninstaller. Really useful. Look it up. Revo Uninstaller. If you ever have an issue where you need to do something, where you need to uninstall something, but it leaves like registries. Like honestly, most uninstallers don't really uninstall stuff from your PC, but here, where we remove all the registries, or remove all of its kind of like just leaving around bits. So yeah, it's pretty useful. So I'm gonna have to install that to uninstall a few other bits. So it completely removes stuff from the PC. It's not gonna like mess around. Because yeah, I do like watching people like JS2 Sense, Gamers Nexus, and whatnot. They are really cool people. However, though, one really cool thing was that this APC to that PC. Now, reference over here. Bam. There's a battery icon, because obviously this is a laptop, it's got off a battery. However, though, look onto this. Bam. Forget about that voice mod. It's also on battery. So it's functional. It's a factual function APC / UPS battery. So that's really cool.
Several days later.
It's Friday, so when I last recorded it was on a Sunday, going into a Monday. And yeah, so everything is now up and running. We've changed this up a little bit more. There's a lot more going on, and it's a lot more tidier. So, mind what's going on by here, but it's all up and running. It's all up and running. It's all good to go. It's a bit wiry, as per usual. But essentially, what we've done is we've actually changed that last monitor with a, how do you even pronounce that? iiyama monitor, because I realized that essentially the other monitor we had, it was really large. I didn't like it. However, though, can we please appreciate how well this evenly it's just so perfect. The main things in here, so it's all working. It's silent, it's nice and cozy. The disk drive, it works. So that is absolutely beautiful, and you can just close it back up when you want to then, which is fantastic. But one thing I did change, and literally just now actually, was that I moved the second M.2. I moved the primary M.2 into the primary, because I realized that, yes, it's actually getting limited. I'm sorry for anybody that I may have irked with that. But yes, so I've taken off the shield, even though that it's a bit annoying. I can't use it. I can easily just go ahead and use it for another SSD or another NVMe that's maybe less powerful, maybe like 3.0 or something, and then just have that bit like just some extra storage. But no, though. So, however, though, the RAM, everything works. The 5060, it all functions. If I can go to my task manager, so 32 gigs. I'm so happy to see that. Got obviously the primary SSD, because yeah, it was getting limited because the second M.2 only supports like up to 32 gigabytes transfer speed, if I can remember correctly. Whereas the primary slot underneath is like 64, so it's like, yeah, you're really limiting yourself there. I was like, okay, I should probably change that. And then yeah, GPU then all up and running. So whereas last time when you saw, was obviously not that. It's definitely not that. The best part is actually the UPS. So I tested this, I think it was the day after. I got a bit of hair. But though, it actually functions, which I love. You know what we can do is we can even test it together. We can even test this together. So you'll probably hear as we go ahead and do this now. This is where it's all at. This is the power plugs. If we just wait a minute. Currently, that is literally on power, as you can tell by there. So it's now all running off power. It's all recording. It's all doing that. And the best part is, as you can probably tell, it's all running from battery. All running from battery. So yeah, it's literally like a laptop running from battery. So yeah, I'm going to be careful not to show too much. But yeah, and it's going to constantly tell me how much I have time left and such. So it's going to be so useful for if a situation occurs where the power goes out. Obviously the Wi-Fi won't survive. The Wi-Fi won't survive because that's not connected. But as soon as I then just turn this back on, nothing to worry about then. Nothing to worry about. So yeah. However, though, there is still one more thing I want to do, and there won't be another update now for a few more days until I get it, but it's going to be a capture card inside of the PC. I saw a really good eBay listed, or bid going on. It's like a £1 bid for a HD 60. I was going to go for 4K. A 4K Pro for Elgato. However, though, I realised that if you use the second NVMe 2 slot, you can't use that because you can't use them both simultaneously in the bottom PCIe slots because of the fact that well, I think it's like the lanes are just clogged up. They're too clogged up. You can't use them. Especially with the graphics card as well. If you use the primary one, if I didn't have the graphics card there, it could work. If I didn't have the graphics card by there, it would work. But I obviously need one of these lower ones. It's just kind of like the reflections. But I need one of the lower ones for the for the capture card. And if I have that NVMe 2 slot filled, then obviously I can't use them both at the same time. But that was for the 4K one though. If I had a HD 60 which only uses PCIe 1, that's fantastic, and plus has an internal encoder as well, so it makes it a little more less GPU heavy. But however, though, it did make me think anyway that I should probably move that to the top slot, because I learned that obviously the top one is limited. The top one is not limited. So yeah. However, though, action now is to obviously go ahead and get that capture card and see what happens. I may get a different one, possibly, as long as it supports multi-app stuff, because most USB stuff, they don't. With multi-app support, so that I can record and stream at the same time, but with different software. So for example, I can go ahead and do a Discord call, record with my friends, and then use that same device to then go ahead and feed it to OBS, or then if I'm streaming, use OBS Studio, and then OBS normal to both record and stream at the same time, so I get raw footage. It's 1080p. It's not like 4K, but I didn't want that anyway because the splitter is only limited to 1080p anyway, because for the PS3, it's limited to that anyway. It just makes more sense, and be fair, 1080p is fine.
1 week later.
And there it is, the system. It's now up and running. Look at it. Wait a minute. Okay, so there's the graphics card, there's the CPU, there's little Argalto boy. There's little Argalto boy. And one thing I forgot to mention as well was my choice in graphics card. So yes, it is a 5060, 8GB. It's not ideal for in terms of GPU VRAM, because, well, to be fair, it's better to have 12 or 16, but nowadays budget is 8 and it's still not enough for a lot of games nowadays. However, though, there was a really good deal going on Amazon for, I think it was 260 plus a £20 Steam voucher. So it kind of made out to be about 240 in the end for brand new for an MSI Ventus. It's not fantastic. You can get like a 4060 used for like 200. So I was like, okay, so technically I'm spending about £40 more in the grand scheme of things, because I will pay for a few Steam games in the future. So it's like, okay, £40 more for something that's brand new, has warranty. Yeah, it's because I was looking around about the 4060 range anyway, because of my laptop being a 4050. So yeah, it just kind of made sense for that price bracket. I could have gone for like a 3060 as well, because 3060s are also fine. But no, just to be on the safe side for in terms of warranty, in terms of making sure things don't blow up, and knowing that I can return at any point. And also for MSI voucher, a Steam voucher. Yeah, that was my kind of choice. However, I could have maybe spent like maybe less if I wanted to downgrade, but that would have been downgraded for my previous rig, which that made no sense. And in the grand scheme of things, this PC is overall about £1,050, which, well, not this PC itself, but like everything involved, the UPS, monitor, and also it's in the end not that bad. If I'm considering selling my previous laptop, which, well, I bought it, and to upgrade it to this level would have been about exactly the same price. So trying to build a PC on a budget in 2026 is a bit more difficult than I thought. However, though, one thing that was a bit strange was that I looked online and there was also a 5060 Ti with the 007 game bundle as like a GeForce game bundle if you got it for the Ti version. That's like 20 quid more. Don't get me wrong, it's for 007, but the Ti versus the 5060, I don't even know. 8GB still. I would have to spend a lot more money on a game that I probably wouldn't play as much. Where I can have £20 and probably buy Stardew Valley and something I could have a lot more time out of. And one story linear game. So yeah, how to min-max what I want this build to the pound. Basically, we were finally able to get it delivered. It is the Elgato HD 60 Pro. It's fully boxed as well, so it's not too bad. To be fair, I've learned a lot about this. Essentially, it was quite important that we had a PCIe 1, and specifically this version. Yeah, but the reason why I wanted to get that was specifically for this. So it doesn't seem like a lot. No, it doesn't seem like a lot, no. The whole point, you can't use two programs at the same time using a singular capture card. Because most of the time it'll just mention like device in use. With this, there's obviously so many plugins that you could use with OBS to be able to have different sources. But at least it means that we get very low latency. But as well, we're also able to have multi-app support. So I can go ahead and feed this into Streamlabs Streamlabs desktop for recording, do that for streaming, and then even put it into Discord if I really wanted to for shenanigans. If I wanted to go ahead and like show it off to some friends. So honestly, it's not that shabby. It's not too shabby. It wasn't too expensive. In the future, I might. It just basically depends now, because since it's been about a week of me playing around with it, just working with it, recording, streaming with it. It's basically just going to be now what I can do. This is kind of like the peak. This is now, I would say, the peak of this system. I don't see myself really upgrading it, really adding more parts. I'm just going to see now how this kind of functions. And yeah, just kind of change it as time goes on. Obviously, I could just keep on recording, but I feel like this video will never get released. So we're going to leave it there. This is probably going to be the peak now of my system. It's all in, it's all working. I'm really happy with it. Everything's now changed over from a laptop to a desktop. So we have a lot more firepower, have a lot more upgradability, have a lot more fun, and also we have a disk drive. We have a disk drive. Let's go. Go back inside. That's all I wanted this for. That's all I wanted this for. Screw other things. I just wanted that for that. But aside from that, though, like, it's actually been quite quiet as well. Like, it only really kicks up when, like, there's heavy editing, which I have been doing with it as well. I played a little bit of games with it. It hasn't been too shabby either. I don't even think. I think one part about the Ventus is that it doesn't kick up. Oh, wait, does it kick up? Yeah, no, it doesn't. So one great part about this is that the Ventus fans, they don't kick up when they're not in use, or like they're under like a certain usage. So it's really, really quiet actually at the moment. Really, really quiet. That's probably gonna be about it for this flop builder PC. I'm really happy with the build. It's really been a journey. We've got the UPS in, we've got the console set up, we've got the desktop set up, we've got all of the capture card setups, and honestly, it might seem like a lot of money, and yes, it was. However, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, overall, all of that, plus the monitor, plus all that, £1,000. That's literally the same setup. That's the same cost that I would have spent just upgrading the laptop. But now I've got a much more stronger setup for it. So it's like, it just makes sense. It makes sense for me to go ahead and just spend a little bit more time. Maybe selling the laptop. We'll obviously be going ahead and selling the laptop now. Probably getting something smaller. Just so that I can just kind of portably put it around with me. Because I don't need something so strong for a portable setup. I needed something a bit more stationary. So yeah, we've got a lot more power out of it now. And a lot more upgradability, and a lot more maintenance, and something to be a bit more proud of. Instead of just being like, oh, well, I got a laptop now. But no, though. Anyway, though, I'm going to go ahead and leave it off there. So I don't know how you normally end a vlog style video like this, or something along these lines. But I have seen people do the whole hand thing, so why are we doing that? But yes, anyway, legends, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really do appreciate it. It's been hella fun. If you want to see more videos like this, then be sure to leave a like, subscribe, anything like that, comment. Just if you want to see me do more real life things. I then do a lot of gaming things, but not very much real life things. But hey, it also pushes out to the YouTube gods that maybe this video is worthwhile watching. But anyway, though, I'm head out. Take it easy, be safe, and I will see you all sometime, somewhere. Yay.